To strengthen your core, it helps your balance. So that's the whole purpose of this yoga series, is to strengthen our core and improve our balance. Do you know 1 in 4 people over the age of 60 have a major fall that changes the quality of their life for the rest of their life? So you can actually prevent that just by doing yoga and working on your balance and your core. And hopefully you'll take home some of these exercises you can do for your balance and work on them yourself at your own home. So we're going to start in mountain pose, which is just kind of sinking the soles of your feet into your mat. You can step off your mat if you prefer. And we're going to close our eyes. So we're taking away one of our senses so that our brain will remember the connection of the soles of the feet to the earth. As we become more grounded in mountain pose, grow tall through the crown of the head, drop the shoulders down away from the ears, pull the belly into the spine. Maybe you actually press your thighs towards each other, away from each other. Those are optional tips on your mountain pose to help you become more grounded. And then let us go into breath here, which is the heart of yoga. Maybe a peaceful breath, a stabilizing breath, a purifying breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Sounds like this. Continue to breathe this purifying breath, making your inhale and your exhale as long as you can. Maybe making your exhale longer than your inhale. Maybe rotate the palms of your hand forward and let your fingers just hang down towards the earth. And if you can keep your eyes closed, do so. Otherwise, open them up as we go into some footwork. Inhale to roll the left heel up, flexing the left big toe. And exhale to roll it down. And then right heel rolls up, inhale. And exhale. And left, inhale. And exhale. And right heel rolls up, inhale. And exhale. And left, inhale. And exhale. And last one, right heel rolls up, inhale and exhale. Open your eyes, and maybe, totally optional, you float both heels up and hover them right over the floor. So maybe your ankles are shaking a little or your feet. It's okay to drop your heels. We're just challenging all those tendons and ligaments that help us to balance, that we need to strengthen and lengthen so that if we were to fall, would be able to stand right back up, right? Inhale, exhale, and drop the heels. Go and inhale and exhale, bring your hands over heart center. Inhale and exhale, float the arms up and out. So it's just a big stretch. Inhale and exhale, maybe nod. Inhale, maybe gaze up. And exhale. Whenever I'm saying maybe, it's optional. It's a progression. So I teach for all levels. Whatever level you are, it's okay. Because this yoga practice is really your practice. We don't have any spiritual connections here. We're just doing exercise to improve our balance, to strengthen our core. It's up to you if you want an intention. For me, I am Christian, and I invite the Holy Spirit into my being, into my mind, into my heart. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. This time we're going to go into a forward fold. I'm going to do a modified forward fold, which means it might be a little bit easier. Maybe it's more for you. Soften your knees. Slide your hands towards your knees, but gaze to your belly. Inhale. Exhale, begin to roll the spine up, keeping the eyes on the belly. So you're working with your spine. The chin is the last thing to come up. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale, soft knees. Inhale, keeping your eyes on your belly, articulating the spine, one vertebra on top of the other, and lifting the chin last. Maybe you go down a little bit farther, maybe not. It's your practice. Inhale, forward fold. Very important to keep your eyes on your belly the whole way up, rounding the spine and articulating it. one vertebra at a time. And one more forward fold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's warm up our core temperature. I'm going to come onto my mat. Separate your feet wider than your shoulders. Remember, if you're at home watching this online, you can hold on to a chair, as long as it's a sturdy chair, through the whole practice. Even here in our practice, you are welcome to do so. Float your arms up into a Y. Maybe you turn your toes out. Maybe they're naturally turned out. Listen to your body work with your body. And as we do a little squat, like you're going to sit in a pretend chair behind you, you're going to bring your elbows into your waist. This is all about breath. Inhale and exhale. So maybe a modified would be just a little bend in the knees. Maybe a progression would be a big knee, a big bend. Inhale and exhale. Now we can move our arms into sunflowers. Make the shape of a sunflower. Maybe it's small, maybe it's big. It's your sunflower. Inhale and exhale. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. On this last one, bring your hands up high and then out into a T. By the way, if you're someone with shoulder issues, you don't go above your shoulders, you stay right here. Go on and swing your heels out so your feet are parallel. The wider your feet, the better here. It's a good evening pose. Hinge halfway down. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here if you can as you reach your arms long. Grow through the crown of the head. Spine is long. You can stay here, enjoy this stretch, or join me for revolving triangle. Dropping the left fingers underneath your heart and under your chest, or maybe you flatten your hand. And then floating the right hand up along with your gaze to the ceiling. Inhale. On the exhale, come back to long arms as we transition, dropping the right fingers or hand under your heart and floating your left hand and gaze up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, come back to a T and hinge all the way back up. Good job. Now we're going to go into our warriors. We're going to turn our right foot out to the side. And then bend your right knee so that your right knee is stacked over your right ankle. Long arms. You can hold on to a chair with your left hand if you need to. And then go on and rotate your upper body to the right to look down your right arm, your right fingers. You're in warrior 2. And then warrior, peaceful warrior, drop your back hand to your back leg, flip your front palm up, and slowly begin to reach the palm up towards the ceiling, only as much as it feels good for your body. And breathe. And working on our balance here, we would hold our pose a little bit longer to challenge our balance. But since we've been off for a couple of weeks, let's take it a little easy today and come back into warrior 2 with long arms resetting. And then side angle, you're going to drop that right elbow to that right thigh above the knee. Maybe float your left hand up, gaze down to your big toe, and reach high with that left hand, side angle. If you are someone that wants more challenge, you can slide that right hand down to an extended side angle. And if you still want more, maybe you gaze up to that left hand and breathe. Slowly make your way back up into that warrior 2 with long arms, resetting as we move into triangle pose. You'll straighten out that right knee. Hinge your upper body to the right. Drop your right hand to your thigh or your shin, gazing down to your right big toe, and floating your back hand up as high as it feels good for you. And breathe. On the next breath, come back into the warrior two to reset. As we move into warrior one, we're going to take our left hand out in front of our left shoulder and then reach both hands up to the ceiling, stacking them over our shoulders in warrior one, and breathe. Opening back up into warrior two with long arms and turning that right foot forward along with our gaze into standing straddle split. As we do warriors on the other side, we'll turn our left foot out to the side, bending our left knee so it is stacking over the left ankle, gazing down our left hand, and then peaceful warrior, dropping the back hand, flipping the front palm up, and beginning to reach up a little, or all the way up, or maybe even towards the back, which is called reverse warrior. The higher you can reach that left arm, the better the stretch through the left side of the body. And then slowly coming back into warrior two to reset. As we move into side angle, we'll drop the left elbow to that left thigh. Float your back hand up if you can, gaze down to your left big toe. If you want more, go on and slide that left hand down to the inside or outside of the left foot for extended side angle. I'm not going to do it because I'll lose my speaker, my little holder for my microphone. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly coming back into warrior two. So you'll notice I'm breathing that purifying, stabilizing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth because it helps to stabilize. So if you ever feel off, like you're not stable mentally, physically, spiritually, try breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Triangle pose, going and straighten out that left knee, hinge your upper body to the left, dropping your left hand to your thigh or your shin, maybe floating your back hand up. And breathe, reach with that back hand up to the ceiling. Bending that left knee, coming back into warrior two to reset. As we move into warrior one, we're going to take the right hand out in front. Lifting both hands over the shoulder, maybe gazing up to the ceiling, maybe sinking down lower or not. Challenging the core, challenging your balance. And breathe deep here. Inhale on the exhale, open back up into warrior two. Turn that left foot forward back to standing straddle split. As we go into goddess pose, bring your arms into goalpost arms. And then maybe optional, you sit to the back in a little squat. And then we can add cactus claps, taking the palms and the elbows out in front. Inhale and exhale, open your heart. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We'll do one more here. Inhale, exhale, open your chest, open your heart, reach your arms high, straighten your legs, and then bring your hands over heart center. Take the heels in, big toes in, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, feet together. Are we ready for tree pose? Next, we'll do tree pose. So you can stand on your mat, which probably has some cush. It's going to give you more challenge. Or maybe you stand off your mat where you feel more grounded. Maybe you hold on and take your left hand over your heart. Lifting up the left heel, maybe you stay there. Maybe you float the foot up a little or a lot. Try not to land on that knee knot. So not there. That knee is delicate. Pull the belly into the spine. Grow tall. If you're not holding onto the chair, maybe your hands are pressing together. It's okay to bring your foot down for a second and come back up. Stand tall. Remember the connection of the sole of the foot to the earth, and breathe your stabilizing breath. I know it's challenging because we're holding it for a long time. It's okay to bring your foot down and back up if you need to. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. You're doing beautiful. Inhale. Exhale and release. Whoa, shake it out. You probably feel it a lot in your standing leg, right? All right. Now we have the other side to do. You can hold on to the chair. I encourage you on this other side to have a different shape tree. So maybe you're going to be a fat bush, or maybe branches wide, maybe a tall, skinny tree. It's your tree. Maybe kind of midline, whatever feels good for you. Lifting up that right heel. Maybe you float the foot up a little. Maybe your toe stays close to the floor. And breathe. Remember that connection of the sole of the foot to the earth. Maybe you find a spot in the room that's not moving and focus on it. Maybe you pray. Inhale. And exhale. I encourage you to try that stabilizing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And release and shake it out. Chair pose. So chair pose is another balance pose. Float your arms up, reach like you're going to touch the ceiling out in front, long arms, and then pretend there's a chair. Maybe you prefer the bar stool, whatever works for you. Sit back into that chair, that bar stool. Then pull your belly into your spine and feel your core activate. Maybe you float up your left heel and put it down, and then your right heel and put it down. Maybe you continue that way, or maybe you can actually float both heels up, balancing chair, or not. And breathe. One more breath, drop the heels, inhale. And exhale, bring the hands down. Shoulder rolls back, lifting your heart, lifting your gaze. Slow shoulders externally to the back so that we are opposing that internal rotation that we do all day. Balance is important in many ways, not just standing on one foot, but balance in our life in many ways. Using the opposing muscles that we use all day, so we internally rotate on the computer and pickleball and the dishes and cooking. So external rotation, balance. All right, here's some challenging balance poses. You can hold onto your chair. You're going to lift up your left heel and then your left knee. Now maybe you can hold on to the knee, maybe with 2 hands, maybe not. This is hand to toe pose. So I'm going to try. I haven't done yoga in a couple of weeks because of the holidays. You can grab your toe and then straighten your leg. And then maybe take it to the side or not. Good job, good job, good job. So you see how I broke it down? You can start by just holding onto the knee, maybe the ankle, maybe the toe. And one day you'll get there. Let's try the other side. So we're going to lift up. Maybe that's all you do. Maybe you just hang your foot down. Maybe you can hold on to your knee. Maybe you can just touch your toe and that's all you do. And then maybe you can grab it. Whoa, 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and take it down and shake it out. Good job. I saw some of y'all did great. So we're all built differently. And that's why I love yoga, because we're all built differently, we move differently. So some people that was easy and other things it's not. So it's okay, right? All right, now I think we could go on and go down to the mat and work on our core. So there are a couple of ways we can do it. We're going to try to do a forward fold and what I call a swan dive. So it looks like this, soft knees, so you're working with your body. Inhale to float the hands up. Exhale, you swan dive down. Your hands can come by your knees or your ankles, then rotate them. And then it's as though you're taking a big load of something heavy. Maybe it's love, maybe it's joy, maybe it's hope, and bringing it into your heart center from above. So let's try a few of those. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. I think because of the camera, I have to come to this side of my mat. All right, bring your fingertips up high, and it's a forward fold, so kind of like the swan dive, but you're going to keep your hands down there. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Take your hands down and then step back with your left foot to hands and knees and then right foot. And now we're on our hands and our knees. Separate your knees, hands, and feet all shoulder width apart. If you have wrist issues and that hurts, you can come down to your elbows. If you have knee issues, you can get a mat and roll it up and put it under your knees. Make it work for your body. We're going to go into a child's pose just to stretch everything out and breathe. Uncurl the toes so they're not curled under, they're uncurled. And bring your buttocks to your heels. And then it's extended child's pose. Extend your hands away from your shoulders as you drop your elbows, drop your forehead to your mat, or maybe you have a block. You can bring your own block. We have blocks that you can use. We just make it work for our body. And breathe 3 breaths here. And then coming back to your hands and knees, we're going to go into some planks. So planks are one of the best exercises, whether it's yoga or not. Planks are done in many, many different classes to strengthen the core. The first one we'll do is a bent knee plank. Curl your toes under, and then you're just going to lift your knees about 2 inches off the mat. Pull your belly into your spine. If it hurts, you can drop your knees and come back. If you can't curl your toes under, you can walk out and do a bent knee plank like this. But it's a plank. It's just using your whole body, distributing your weight through your whole body, not all in your upper body, and breathing. 4 more breaths. Try not to let your head hang. Try to keep your neck in alignment with your spine. And the more you pull your belly into your spine, the more the weight is distributed properly through your whole body. Inhale. On the exhale, drop the knees. Uncurl the toes. Child's pose for 2 breaths. Coming back up to hands and knees. We have a couple more planks to do. And if you can't be on your hands and knees, the next thing when we do turn onto our back, we'll be doing bridges. That would be your modification. If you can't do a plank, is to do a bridge, which I'll show you in just a few minutes. Otherwise, we're going to go in and straighten our left leg and our right leg, and you're in a full plank. If that's uncomfortable, you can drop your knees, or you can keep them up. Pull your belly into your spine and breathe. Shh. Shh. Can we do 4 more breaths? It's okay to drop your knees and come back up or keep them down there. Remember, it's your challenge. Pulling your belly into your spine engages the core, and that is the purpose of the plank. Inhale. Exhale, drop the knees. It's another child's pose for 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Coming back to your hands and knees. Our next plank is an elbow plank or a half plank. So you drop your elbows underneath your shoulders. You straighten your left leg and your right leg. If that's difficult, you can drop your knees to help. Or if you want more, you can keep your knees up. Be sure to look ahead so that your neck is in alignment with your spine. And breathe. 4 more breaths. If you can come down at any time that you need to. It's your challenge. Inhale, and on the exhale, come back to hands and knees and back into your child's pose for 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We actually have one more, well, it's kind of like a plank. We call it balance plank or bird dog. So the way that works, I'm going to break it down, is slide your left hand out as far as you can. And then your right leg extends. So if you have wrist issues, you would stay here. But if you can float that left hand up, thumb up, maybe you open your hands. And then if you can float your right leg up, flexing the foot. So the energy is flowing out through the fingertips and out through the sole of the foot, pulling the belly into the spine and breathing here. The longer you can make your lifted arm and lifted leg, the easier it will be to balance here. Inhale, exhale, and 3 more breaths, and 2, and 1. Inhale, exhale, drop it down into that child's pose for 2 breaths. Inhale, exhale, come on back to your hands and knees. Adjust your hands and your feet so they're shoulder width apart. Go on and float your right hand out as far as you can reach and your left leg extends. Maybe you stay there. Maybe you float the right arm up, flipping the palm up, and then floating maybe the left leg up. And breathe here. Try to balance. It's okay to drop a hand or a knee or a foot if you need to. Come back to it as soon as you can. And breathe. Inhale on the exhale, go on and drop that hand, drop that knee, and go back into your child's pose for 2 breaths. Inhale, exhale, come back to hands and knees. Next, we're going to do downward dog. I don't always do downward dog because it's contraindicated if you have high blood pressure or if you have any kind of back injury. Or even if you have glaucoma. So it's not for everybody. So if you want to just go into your child's pose while we do downward dog, that's perfectly okay. But downward dog, you tuck your toes under, kind of like the bent knee plank. You lift your knees, but you lift them all the way up. Gazing to your knees, gazing to your belly, lifting your sits bones up. It's an inverted V. And breathe here. And from here, you can actually do some pedaling. It's a great stretch. Drop your left heel, bend your right knee. Drop your right heel, bend your left knee. And continue with breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, press both heels down and come back to your hands and knees. Uncurl your toes. We'll do some around the world circles with our hips. So your hips are going to swing out to the left. Come down over the left heel, over the right heel, to the right and back to the center. Make sure that your wrist, elbows, and shoulders are soft here. Switch directions. Inhale and exhale. And 2 more, switching directions each time. Inhale and exhale. We're going to go into a traditional child's pose and then come back to our hands and knees. So separate your knees, your big toes touch. And then as you bring your buttocks down towards your heels, you drop your forehead to the mat and take your hands back by your ankles with your palms up. Now, it's optional. You can continue with your hands out in front, whatever is comfortable for you. Let us breathe 3 breaths in child's pose. Inhale. On the exhale, come back to your hands and knees. So now we're going to do dancing lines. I love dancing lines because it's joint release, any kind of tension through any of your joints in your body. So those big hip circles we just did, we add arm circles. We'll go in and start with our right hand, and you're going to float that right pinky up to the ceiling along with your gaze. Let me fix this speaker here. And then you'll take your pinky back by your right ankle as your hips go to the right. Your hips go to the left as you continue to circle the arm in the biggest circle you can. You're working with your body here. Let it feel good. Inhaling and exhaling with each big, slow circle. Arm circle and hip circle. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Float that pinky up to the ceiling as we prepare to thread the needle. Dropping the hand under the heart, through the arm, dropping the ear and the shoulder down. Inhale. On the exhale, come back to hands and knees. Shake it out, and we'll go to the other side. So this time we'll float our right hand up, right pinky up to the ceiling along with your gaze. Taking that pinky back towards your left ankle as your hips go to the left, and then to the right as you continue the arm circle. So just let it work for your body. Bigger is better here. Inhaling and exhaling with each dancing line. And one more. And this time we'll leave that pinky up to the ceiling as we thread the needle here. Dropping your hand under your heart, through your arm. Dropping that left ear and shoulder to the mat, and breathe. Coming back to hands and knees. We're going to transition onto our buttocks, so we'll just kind of swing our feet around. We're going to go down onto our backs, and when we do, I'm going to go turn the lights down, and we will continue so you won't be blinded by the light. But before we do, I'd like to do a boat pose, which is really more for the abs, but the abs are part of the core. So a lot of people think your core is like your six-pack. It's not. It goes around your whole body. And you may have a six-pack, you may not be able to see it, but we all have muscles in there. So let's go on and try to work those. And I'm going to show you how. So grab behind your knees, sit as tall as you can, and then roll past your tailbone. Look at your belly and pull it into your spine. Then you're going to drop your shoulders as you lift your gaze and lift your heart. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you have a one-legged boat. That's okay. Maybe you take your hands down. Let it work for you. Maybe both legs come up. Maybe you want more, you float your hands up. Maybe you want less, you bring your hands down. It's your boat. And breathe. On the next breath, grab behind your knees, hinge forward, and grow tall. Nice stretch here, rolling past your tailbone. This time we're going to pick up our feet and slowly roll down, one vertebra at a time. Pulling your knees into your chest, closing your eyes while I go turn the lights out. And then rock your knees side to side. Thank you so much. Mike did it for me. So you can continue to close your eyes if the lights bother you. But go on and rock your knees side to side. And now I'm going to show you bridge pose. So bring the soles of your feet down to your mat with your knees bent. Let your arms be long with your palms down on your mat. You don't need to lift up your head. You can just listen to my cueing. And now we're going to press our lower back into the mat and then pull your belly into your spine. You're going to feel your pelvis tilt up and you're going to feel your core be engaged. The more you can pull the belly into the spine and the lower back into the mat, the more you'll engage your core and protect your back. Keeping the pelvis tilt up, we're going to begin to peel the spine up. Inhale to peel one vertebra at a time up off the mat. And on the exhale, you'll peel the spine down, one vertebra at a time. Inhale to peel up. Exhale to peel down. Feel each vertebra come down. Feel each vertebra come up. Inhale and exhale. exhale. Inhale, this time we'll hold the bridge. On the exhale, just lift your hips a little bit higher and hold your bridge pose if you're comfortable doing so. Make sure your back is not arched though, even though you're lifting your buttocks. Try not to arch the back. And try to make from your hip bone to your knee as long as you can, as though you were going to press your knees against a wall in front of you and you can't quite touch it. That's what it feels like. And breathe. We're going to breathe 5 more breaths in bridge pose. And remember that this is a modification. If you're someone that can't do planks because of knee injury or wrist injury or whatever kind of injury, this is another way to strengthen your core just like a plank, but without being on your wrist. Let's do 3 more breaths. Long, deep breaths. And on the next breath, let's slowly peel the spine back down. Re-engaging our core, our knees are bent, our feet are flat. We are pushing our lower back into the mat and our belly into our spine. And go on and float your legs up to tabletop. Lifting your feet up as though your calves were sitting on top of a coffee table. Tabletop legs. It's so important to engage your core here by pressing your lower back into your mat and belly into your spine. And feel that core engage as we do some very slow toe taps. Tap your left big toe down and come back to tabletop. And then right big toe tap and tabletop. Slow it down and let's do a few more. Left toe down and up and right down and up and left. Down and up and right down and up, and 2 more. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let your feet drop down and dangle and pull your knees into your chest once again like they're a ball. Bear hug your knees and gently rock them side to side. And then keeping your knees super glued together, shake your feet to be sure they're relaxed and not tense. They should be dangling. And once again, your knees are super glued together. Take your fingertips on top of your knees and circle your knees in the biggest circle that you can. And slow. Like a massage, it should feel like a massage on the lower back. Inhale and exhale. And now we're going to switch the direction of our circles. So if you're holding onto your shins, your circle's much smaller than if you bring your fingertips and softly place them on top of your kneecaps. Pull your knees back towards your chest, and now we're going to open our knees away from each other. Push them down, bring them back together, and then pull them up. So knee circles, but away from each other. Soft and gentle and slow and big. Let us switch the direction of our circles by pushing the knees down, pulling them apart out to the sides, up and back together, inhaling and exhaling with each big, slow circle. Next, as we bring our knees up, pull your left knee towards your left armpit and your right knee towards your right armpit. This is called Happy Baby. It's a modified Happy Baby. If you want to do the full Happy Baby, maybe you pick up your toes over your knees and grab hold of your big toes. Or not. Or maybe you even want more, you can even straighten your legs if you wish. And then maybe you rock side to side like a baby rocks in a crib. And then as we release, we're just going to bring both legs up the wall. So it's as though you were sitting your buttocks against the wall, laying on your back with your heels up on the wall. Your body's a 90-degree bend. Take your arms and either use your hands behind your legs to support them or bring them down on your mat, palms down, to let your legs be weightless while your body is grounded. And breathe 5 breaths with your legs up the wall. We're about to move into our final savasana, which is final relaxation. You can keep your legs up the wall if that's comfortable for you, or maybe you float your feet down and let your knees fall away from each other, pressing your lower back into the mat and belly into the spine, and supine butterfly, or maybe you just prefer straight legs. Whatever is most comfortable for you and for your body, close your eyes and begin to just relax. Relax your mind, your body, your breath, and just be. This is where we restore our mind and our body. Using our breath and using an intentional relaxation. Relaxing the toes and the balls of the feet, the arches of the feet, the heels, ankles, calves, behind your knees, your thighs and your buttocks, your lower back and your middle back, your upper back, your shoulders, even your arms. Let your palms face upward. And relax the insides of your elbows, the insides of your wrist, even the insides of your hands, the palms. Let them relax as your fingers just fall naturally with a slight bend, open. Relaxing your thumbs, and as you do, your shoulders should relax a little more. Relax your belly, your pelvis, your hip bones, even your rib cage and your chest, your neck, your scalp, all the muscles in your face. We do hold a lot of tension in our face. Let us just relax those muscles. Relax your forehead, eyebrows and your eyelids, even your cheekbones and your nose, your chin, your earlobes, even your mouth. You can relax your teeth. Let them part, unclench them. Let your tongue fall away from your teeth. Let your lips be relaxed and just be. Take this time for yourself to just be in the moment. I encourage you in this relaxed state to move into a purifying breath, inhaling so deep in through the nose, feeling the air go all the way down deep into your belly, so much that your belly rises high. And then on the exhale, imprinting your spine on your mat, exhale the longest exhale you can through your mouth. Kind of sounds like this. Inhale and exhale. Continue to breathe that purifying breath, actually exercising our lungs. As we age, our lungs get stiffer like the rest of our body, so we need to take care of our lungs as well. And the deeper you breathe, you can expand the rib cage, even your lumbar spine. Feel the space open up between each vertebra as you inhale deep, all the way into the deepest part of your core, which you should know where that is now because we have engaged it through your practice today. We can use this purifying breath to balance our life at any time, whether it's health or mental, physical, spiritual. It is a gift that we were given when we were born, our breath. We can use it for healing, for a better sleep, for restoration. Use your breath today and every day to help you be the person you want to be. In this relaxed state, I invite you to open up your heart and let our hearts be filled with love. Love of yourself and love of others. Maybe even love of the unlovable. Love wins over hate. Let us love all of those around us. People that are different, people that are the same. Let us learn to love. It all starts in our own hearts. May your hearts be filled with grace today and gratitude and peace. In this season of peace, it all starts in our own hearts. May your hearts be filled with peace today. And as we come back into awareness, if you're comfortable rolling over onto your side with your eyes closed, maybe in a fetal position representing renewal, rebirth of your mind and your body. And as we come to a close of our practice, returning to normal breath, in through the nose and out through the nose, and maybe coming into a seated position, unless you're just so comfortable you want to stay laying down, that's fine. But I do like to lift up the end of our practice as a time to lift up prayer for each other, especially after this year we have been through. Many of us have been through a lot and know people that have been through a lot. We know people that have suffered greatly from COVID and many things going on in our world. So let us just pray for each other in the Spirit. You can yell your prayer out in your mind or out loud in this room. Wherever you are, we can pray for each other in the Spirit. Let us pray. I lift up a dear friend, Court, who had a fall and is in the hospital and has been dealing with some brain surgery and such from this fall. And I just lift him and his wife up at this time. Yes, thank you. It is a wonderful opportunity that we have, that we can come together wherever you are in your Christian walk. You don't even have to belong to the church or be Christian, but we can come together, support each other, be with each other, and do a practice that helps us to get stronger in many, many ways, mind, body, and spirit. Yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you. And I pray that each of you have a stronger core and better balance, and that you bring your friends to our yoga series so that they too can enjoy this practice. Let us open our eyes and come to a close of our practice. If you don't mind coming up to a seated position, otherwise I'll have to come wake you up. Let us take our arms out long with our palms up. Inhale to float the hands up. Exhale, hands over heart center. Peace be with you, especially during this Christmas holiday season. Namaste. Thank you for coming today. Thank you. Good job. So good to be back.